जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। जमुना तीर वनचारी। जमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा। प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शता भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिव सिद्धि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। अंतर्विपायपुर धाम की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। समावेश भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। All good is to assemble devotees. All good is to assemble devotees. All good is to assemble devotees. All good is to Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. So today's verse we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Part 2. And it is a chapter 11, verse number 17, right? 16, 17, what is that? Oh, 16, right? Right now 16? You have 16, right? No, yesterday, Prabhu, he took 15, right? 15 no purport. So he took 16 already. And now we are on 17. No, 16, he took care of, yeah, right? 16 took care. So we'll do 17. 17 is more important than 16. How can? You have 17 here? Yeah. What are the words? You know that? The verse? You have the verse? Yeah. What are the words? Bhagavan. Only Krishna is Bhagavan, right? But in this verse, they made Guru Bhagavan. This is the only verse which is always quoted and referred to, because Vidura is looking at spiritual master as good as Krishna. When the first time Prabhupada said that, everybody were shocked. I said, Prabhupada, what are you doing, He says, no, you have to respect spiritual master as good as Bhagavan. That's why the word is not for Krishna. It is for Maitreya Rishi. He was so much impressed by his preaching. Although, of course, the approach was Yadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevya Upadekshanti Gnani Tattvana Darshana. That was that. Approach was okay. But still, he was so much, obligated by him that he used the word Bhagavan. So this is the only verse where, spiritual master is addressed as Bhagavan. That's why it's more important than 16. All right. So the verse goes like that. Text number 17. Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatim Bhagavato Nanu Gatim Bhagavato Nanu Vishvam Vichakshate Dhira Vishvam Vichakshate Dhira Yogaradhyena Chakshusha Yogaradhyena Chakshusha. I will go by word-to-word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Bhagavan means, O spiritually powerful one. Veda, Kalasya, of the eternal time. Gatim, movements Bhagavataha of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nanu, as a matter of course, Vishwam, the whole universe, Vichakshate, see, Dhira, those who are self-realized, Yoga Radhena, by dint of mystic vision, Chakshusha, by the eyes, translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. O spiritual powerful one, you can understand the movements of eternal time, which is controlling form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because you are a self-realized person, you can see everything by the power of mystic vision. Purport by His Divine Grace. Those who have reached the highest perfection stage of mystic power and can see everything in the past, present, and future are called Trikala Gnanis. Similarly, the devotees of the Lord can see everything clearly that is in the revealed scriptures. The devotees of Lord Sri Krishna can very easily understand the science of Krishna as well as the situation of the material and spiritual creation without difficulty. Devotees do not have to endeavor for any yoga siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by the grace of the Lord, who is sitting in everyone's heart. So I will give you a chance to read the verse. Anybody wants to repeat? Bhagavan. Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatam Bhagavato Nanu Vishwam Vichakshate Dhira Yogaradhyena Chashusha Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatim Bhagavato Nanu Vishwam Vichakshate Dhira Yogaradhyena Chakshusha Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Im Bhagavato Nanu Vishwam Vichakshate Dhira Yogaradhyena Chakshusha Bhagavan Veda Kalasya Gatim Bhagavato Nanu Vishwam Vichakshate Dhira Yogaradhyena Chakshusha. Very good, Prabhu. You made a tremendous progress in short time. You know that? I've been watching since he joined. You know, this is just without stopping, he's going. Very nice. I'm impressed. Very beautiful. So, once again, the translation is, O spiritual, powerful one, you can understand the movements of eternal time, which is controlling form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because you are a self-realized person, you can see everything by the power of mystic vision. Those who have reached the highest perfection of stage of mystic power and can see everything in the past, present, and future are called Trignani. Similarly, the devotees of the Lord can see everything clearly that is in revealed scriptures. The devotees of Krishna can very easily understand the science of Krishna as well as the situation of the material spiritual creation without difficulty. Devotees do not have to endeavor for any yoga siddhi or perfection in mystic powers. They are competent to understand everything by grace of the Lord who is sitting in everyone's heart. So here, when we go to word translation, it was Kalasya, of the eternal time. O spiritual master one, you know Kalasya, the movement of eternal time. Now it's very important not only for devotees, for everyone, those who are here in this material world. We are all controlled by time. Although the time is controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we have to respect Supreme Personality of Godhead, but at the same time, when this particular agency is assigned to control human beings, then we have to respect the agency. For example, somewhere we just went through, in which it says that Maya Dakshanena Prakruti, means this particular material creation that you see, Prakruti, is Maya Adhyakshena, means under my supervision. So Krishna is there as a supervisor. For example, there is a class. Children are, maybe it could be KG or it could be some higher secondary class or whatever it is. But so far as the master is there, the principal is there, then what happens? They control themselves, the children, automatically. If somebody is not there looking over them, then they just play and they don't study at all. So that's what it is, that Krishna is there supervising everything. And this agency is actually taking the instructions or potency from them. Sun is there, for example. And the sunbeams are actually coming up to us. What are you doing? Is I'm taking a sun bath, right? The person is on the beach, millions miles away, the sun is there, but he's taking a sun bath, he says, right? From all the way there, he's experiencing the sun itself. But those sunbeams are owing to sun. They know that all our potencies are credited to sun. Without sun, we cannot have this heat that people can take a bath. Without his potency, people can't even see because there is no light without sun. So they know the sunbeams, that they owe it to the sun god. Similarly, all the time is controlled by, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we enjoy the time every moment, but the potency is actually coming, the source is Krishna himself. That's what we have to learn. Now, it begins actually everything. This chapter is calculation of time from the atom. And we think this is it. But it started from first canto. And all the way up to 12th canto, there is nothing but time, 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 time. In the past, there was time. In the present, there is time. In future, there is time. Because everywhere time is there. It is like a background. It is like a background for this material world. So there is a backdrop, if you see, right? Backdrop. How beautiful it is, right? Sometimes we take out all these flower vases, we remove all the deities, the tulsi and everything, cleaning per point of view. Backdrop stays, right? So that's what it is. That everything may come and go, but time will be there because that is actually a background for this material world. So it will stay all the time. So it started in the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. By this verse, it says, Idami Vishwam Bhagavan Itaro Yato Jagasthanam Nirodha Sambhavaha. Narad Muni comes to, this is the beginning of Bhagavatam. It was not even written. Vedvyasa didn't know what a Bhagavatam is. That time, Narad Muni said this, that what you see here is nothing but Krishna. Krishna created it. So that time, he was interrupted by Vedvyasa Maharshi. And he said, this is Krishna? How come it doesn't look like Krishna? Where is Krishna? Itaro. Itaro means something else. I don't see Krishna. I see something else here, everywhere, Idam me Vishwam Bhagavan Itaro. So the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, is himself, this cosmos. That's what Narad Muni is advising. But it appears to be something else, beyond or besides the Lord. It could be beyond Krishna or besides Krishna, but not Krishna. And that's why Narad Muni gives a reason for that, the cause for that. Because of its being separated from the Lord by means of Kal. This time that we are talking about is actually separating Krishna from this material world. If you put this time together, then there is Krishna. Prabhupada was sitting on a subway station and train came, everybody left, and the conductor, he came around, sitting someone in saffron, sitting next to him, started talking. And so he says, so you have temple? Prabhupada says, yes. We have thousands of temples, but we are separated by time. I don't have anything. I live in Bauri, right? Nobody comes there. Nobody knows me. I don't have a single penny in my pocket. I have so many temples. Only thing, we are separated by time. So this is the potency of time, And then, because it's being separated beyond and besides the Lord by means of Kala, it is like they give the example of a tape recorder. Right now, we are live streaming. I'm speaking, but hopefully it's being recorded. So the voice is actually separated from the speaker, but it is being taped somewhere, and you can replay that. That is what's happening so far as time is concerned. Sometimes they also have the example of a fragrance. If you enter a room and on the table, somebody has left some bouquet of flowers, and these flowers are, like guardians. They wear Krishna, very fragrant, powerful smell out of it, right? So as soon as you enter, there are fragrant flowers here. You don't even see them, but from the smell, you can predict or tell that there are flowers here, right? So what happened? The nose is here, the flowers are there. And the flowers somehow are connected to the nose, and nose is getting connection through the fragrance itself. So time is doing that kind of function. So the impersonal time factor is the background of this material manifestation. As the instrument of the Supreme Lord, it is the ingredient of assistance offered to material nature. Everything is shaped and calculated in terms of facility offered by this time. So anything that we have in our hands is all offered by time. Time is a basic measurement of activity of the senses by which we calculate past, present, and future. So it's a basic measurement of our senses. When I used to learn Vastu Shastra, they gave me a little grain. It was the rice which grows in the farm. A little rice which has a coating, which is called husk, right? It is little bigger than rice itself. But this is the minimum unit to measure architectural units. If you want to measure something, you can have that minimum measurement. Similarly, time has different measurements. So I made little sketch here, and it's very hopeful. If you have I know you guys are playing harmonium, right? And harmonium has the keys, right? Sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, right? When you're typing something or you are on a cell phone, what happens? They also have some keys. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? All that. And either you may use your thumb or your finger. But so similarly, these are the keys of time. This is not something I invented. Srila Prabhupada gave us in 5th canto. He didn't give every detail here, but he started a circle and then he says the sun is there, right? And sun moves, and that is known as a northern path or the northern course of the sun, right? You see the arrow with that, right? And then it says this southern course of the sun down below. So it takes the full circle. So those northern course as a 6 months, which is known as a Uttarayana. North means Uttar. And then from here to all the way up above, the other 6 months are known as Dakshinayan, means sun going towards south. These are very, very important. Why? Because we have to go back to Bhagavad Gita, in which it clearly says, Shukla Pakshe Gatirete Jagat Shaswate Mate. There are 2 ways of passing. One is light, one is dark. So the northern part is the day of demigods. So if you die during that period, then you go back directly back to Godhead. We had a character, Bhishma Pitamaha in Mahabharata, and he was badly hurt by Arjuna, and he could have died if it was like a normal body like us. But he had a boon that he can die whenever he wants to die. It's not just because somebody's shooting, he will die. Even if that he's hurt, he can choose that, okay, I'm leaving this material world. So he looked on this cycle and he said, where is the sun? Is it in the north part over there or south part? Because that part is for demigods, it's light, daytime. And this part, Dakshinayan, is at night time. You want to go and withdraw $1,000, but the banks are closed during night time. So they said, sorry, come tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, we are open. So that's why he didn't want to take trouble of leaving this world and hanging somewhere like a Trishanku. So he says, I will wait up to that point when it starts going towards north. When there is a daytime for demigods, I will enter the spiritual world. Otherwise, I have to come back. So what happens that, Janma Jara Vyadhi Mrityu, everyone has to, Jatasya hi dhruva Mrityu, everyone has to die. And we don't know. But so far as Bhishma Pitamaha is concerned, he can die whenever he wants, So he preferred to die in Uttarayan rather than dying in Dakshinayan. What happens if you go to Bhagavad Gita, I say, Agnir Jyoti Aha Shukla Shanmata Uttarayana. Passing during fiery god in light 6 months when sun is traveling in north. That's the time if you die. When the sun is traveling in north, you go back to Godhead. Otherwise, what happens? You may go to Pitrulok, you may go to Chandralok, you may go to any desired planet you want to go, but you will never make it to back to Godhead. Once you go there in Chandralok, let's say, and spend 10,000 years, enjoy, And then you come back to this material world. Again, start Hare Krishna, Krishna, cultivate your spiritual life and qualify to go back to Godhead. And then you may go back to Godhead, not before that. So it has a great advantage. That's why you have to know this cycle of time. And like I said before, if you know sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, all those keys, then you play harmonium better, because then you know. Similarly, all this time element or factor has some keys given to it. Just like in sa, re, ga, ma, sa, that's the lowest. Similarly, so far as time is concerned, you know what is the lowest or the smallest unit? Smallest unit is second divided by 34 thousandths. In Vishnu Purana, it says the sage went in the meditation and tried to measure time. And he could go up to 1 second. There are 2 clocks here. One is in that corner, one is in that corner on the altar. So it goes just 1 degree. Whole circle is 360 degrees. And then when something goes just 1 degree, that's known as a second, right? That clock will just go, tick, that's 1 second. And then when that clicking time, when you divide 34,000, right? Such a small, but the yogis, they were able to measure that. And that is known as a krati. And then, it has already given some conversion tables over here, like Trasaranu, Truti, Ved, Love, Nimesh, Kshan, Kast, Lagu, Nadika, Dand, all that. So these are the different keys so far as time is concerned. We are going to come to the major keys, because these are very small sections which we don't worry in modern world. We have cell phone, we have laptop, the clocks, watch, all that. But they have provided us with second. And we are satisfied with that 1 second, 2 seconds. At least we can imagine or realize that in our practical life. Otherwise, they're too small for us. So what happens that some of them are very, very important. For example, Nimesh, the eyes are flickering, and that is a Nimesh. If you are a supercomputer, you can measure the sound that when the eyes are closing or opening, it does make sound. Any kind of movement will make a sound. And by means of supercomputer, you can calculate or listen to that sound when eyes are opening and closing. But that is something related to Nimesh. Now, can you think of one word which is a common word in all the scriptures, so far as Nimesh is concerned? That word is Naimisharanya. All the scriptures were written, were discussed for thousands of years, and then it was provided to us. That place is known as Naimisharanya. And the definition is Naimiha Yatrana Shiryante iti Naimisharanya. Naimiha Yatrana Shiryante iti Naimisharanya. The slightest subtle movement of blinking of eyes, even that kind of movement is not there. It's that peaceful. The slightest of the movement which makes little sound somehow, even that kind of sound is not there. That place, so peaceful, is known as Naimisharanya. So this is how they glorify that particular place where all the scriptures were written and discussed by the sages. So all this information given, although they are details, and when we finish this chapter based on the verse, Srila Prabhupada explains that although time is governing us, it is only for the people who are in bodily conception. Those who believe that I am this body, time can control you. Otherwise, time can never touch you even. That's what it says. So this is the last thing, time will help you in getting rid of all the illusions that we have about material world and all the objects that we come across in material world. All our illusions, misconceptions can be taken care if we understand this time. So what are the keys? I will go in the detail. On the right side over there, in the corner over, say, in the up above, right above, it says Parard, right? Over there. Parard. Does it say? Yeah. Yeah. So that is a Parard. I call it a Dvitiye because this is a measurement. Parard is a measurement of Lord Brahma's life, which is measured in trillions of years. Trillions. So that is the maximum measurement that's available so far as time is concerned. Parard. And right now we are in the second part of Parard. The first part is over. The second part we have entered. That was, I wrote here, Divjiya Padarth. All these things, this particular chart explains only for today. Only for today's class, this is applicable. Otherwise, millions of miles up above, all these planets known as Shukra, Chandra, Mangal, Rahu, Shani, Ketu, Guru, Budh, and this different constellations, the stars and different planets, they move so fast, sometimes clockwise, sometimes anti-clockwise, sometimes around themselves, It's so confusing. But that's why we cannot really pinpoint in this fashion. This one is prepared just for today. And how long it's going to last? This is like a fingerprint, a special finger. My fingerprint is different than yours, than his and hers, There is no way we can match the fingerprints. Similarly, this particular chart, we cannot match with tomorrow's chart or day after's chart. It's changing. 9 o'clock today, the Prahar, one is known as a Prahar. If you go to all these things, you have to read it because here it says, Yamas Chatvaras Chatvaro Martya Namahani Ube. In the translation, it said, it is calculated that there are 4 Prahars which are also called Yamas. That is the text number 10. In the text number 10, they say Prahar. And Prahar is 3 hours. So exactly at 9 o'clock, this chart will be outdated. Why? Because we are entering now new Prahar. The old Prahar is gone now. So those, if someone is playing piano nicely, we are impressed because we don't know piano, right? But once we learn piano, it becomes very easy. So all these things I'm talking, which sounds very foreign and as if we are not concerned with all these things. But once you are familiar and know the value of it, the result of it, the auspiciousness attached to it, then we really respect and abide by time. And who did that? Srila Prabhupada. He knew all these things because he wrote it, he translated everything. So anything connected with the details, he also knew and followed in his life. The devotees came to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, we are all set for tomorrow. So what's happening tomorrow? Oh, you said we go to Los Angeles? Oh, yeah, right. So ticket is purchased. We have the booking. We all go to Los Angeles tomorrow morning. Prabhupada said, okay. Then in the room, they pick up some big bag and, the clothes and his pen and books and this and that. And he collected everything, put it in a bag, and then he took that bag in his hand, came out of his room, and he put it out in the corridor, outside of his room, not inside. And mentally, he thought that I am out of my room because tomorrow morning is not a good time. It's inauspicious time to travel, inauspicious time to leave. He knew. And that is why he put everything outside his luggage. And then he just stayed like a body. That I'm sleeping here, but mentally I'm gone to travel. Because this is today, right now it's auspicious time. Tomorrow morning, for first 3-4 hours, it's not going to be a good time. So this is the example that Srila Prabhupada has taught us, that we have to respect the auspiciousness and inauspiciousness of time. It's very important. But unless, like I said, keep talking about piano, unless you know the keys, then you cannot. So those keys are known as Parardh, the longevity of Brahma, and then Kalp. Within life of Brahma, there is a Brahma Kalpa, there is a Padma Kalpa. Here the Kalp, if you see, is a Shvetavaraha. The word over there, Shvetavaraha. That's the name of one of the Kalp in the life of Brahma. But it's for today. Now, again, Manvantara. Manvantara is Vaivasvata. So there are 14 Manus in life of Brahma, but right now he is the governing person. So that name is given Manvantara, right? Then Tama, the numbers are given, and that is 28. So Ashtavimshiti Tame, that's why the word is there. And then everyone know the Yuga. Yuga is Kali Yuga. The 4 Yuga, Satyuga, Treta, Dwapara, Kali Yuga, and all that. And also there were the Yuga Sandhi, means between 2 Yuga, there is some time. Like between 2 cars on subway, there are some buffers, right? That separates the cars. And when they really juggle, they don't heat one another. So that is also a Yuga Sandhi Yuga. And then there is a charan. The word charan is like steps. Someone is coming and going, that's stepping in, stepping out. So when Kali Yuga came, it just passed 5,000 years, not more than that. So this is the first charana, the first step Kali Yuga has taken. So that's the detail about Kali Yuga. And then avatar, the last avatar, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narsimha, Vaman, Parshuram, Sitanam, Balaram, and Buddha, Lord Buddha. So last one we have to look as avatar. That's why the details about avatar is Buddhavatare. That is also time of you. So you know where you stand. If you were in Satyuga, we could have said, like some other avatar, or in Treta Yuga could have said Ram avatar, right? Or Dwapar Yuga, we could have said Krishna avatar, or something like that, or Balarama avatar. So this was it is, that is about. And then it's Samvatsara. Samvatsara is every year is given a particular name, just like May month started from yesterday, month of May, right? So it's not April anymore. It's not March anymore. So you have to know which year you are enjoying or living in. That is known as Paridhavi. So that is a Paridhavi. It's not in Bhagavatam, but there are supplementary books available like Vaishnava Panchang and all that. 2022 is never in Bhagavatam anywhere, right? Today is May 2nd. It's not in Bhagavatam. But for that, you have the calendar now. So similarly, there are supplementary books which are known as Panchang or Panjari or Vaishnava calendar, whatever you call. And those are giving all this kind of details, which are, we can use it in everyday life. And there is Ayan. Ayan is Uttarayan, Dakshinayan, we just talked about. And Ruto. Ruto is, what is a Ruto? Ruto is season. So in the middle, you see in America, in Western world, we have 4 seasons. One is a spring, I call it S. And then another S is for summer, F is for fall, and W is for winter. So these are 4 seasons, and which last for 3 months, one, each. So that is a season. If you go to India, all over Srimad Bhagavatam, all these beautiful seasons are because when Krishna lived naturally for 1 year, he will come across all these seasons. Like Grishma Rutu may be there, or Varsha Rutu may be there, Hemant Rutu may be there, Vasant Rutu may be there. When he played Rasa dance, Sharad Rutu was there, right? So there are a description in Gopi Geet and Brahmar Geet and all those wonderful description of different seasons which offer you variety of environment and pleasure. So those rutus are there. That is also one of the keys or a detail of time. And then comes Maas. So here 3 kinds of Maas or months are labeled here. January, February, March, April, May. Those are the Western months. And then, so far as we are concerned, there are Vaishnava months. Which are they? Krishna, and then Keshav, Narayan, Madhav, Govind, Vishnu, Madhusudan, Trivikram, all this, you see that here? These are Vaishnava months. And also, they have like a Vedic month, and they are Kartik, Margshir, Posh, Ma, Phagan, Chaitra, Vaishak, Jyesht, Ashar, Shravan, Bhadra, Ashwin, all those are details here. They are the Vedic months. And then every Vedic month has 2 parts, because the sun is staying, if you cut this particular area in 12 slices, like pizza, they are cutting in 8 slices. If you cut this room in 12 slices, every area or every slice gets the number or different names. So you can read them, all those things. It is Amesh, Vrushab, Mithun, Kark, Singh, Kanya, Tula, Vrushchik, all those things. And in English, they are known as like Capricorn and all that, So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces, and Capricorn, etc., etc. So that also you see. So those slices, wherever the sun is stepping in, that is known as a Saur Maas. Saur Maas is that particular month where sun appears to be there. Sun is there always. It is just an illusion because our earth is rotating. And when earth rotates, it creates either darkness or light. So when there is a light, we call it a day. When there is dark, we call it a night. And similarly, all this science, we call it, that helps us making it possible. Similarly, the moon has like full moon day, right? Where there is, you see the spotless moon right in the sky, and then little by little it decreases, and then there is no moon. So that is a waxing moon, and then there is a waning moon. So one is known as a Gaur Paksha or Shukla Paksha, and the other part is called as a dark part of this Paksha or month, and there is a Krishna Paksha, they call it. After that, they have like 7 days Saptavasar, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I call it like over there, today is Monday, right? And the nakshatra, the Kritika nakshatra, there are 28 different stars. Every day gets one star. When you look up in the sky, it is this more or less astrological, astronomical calculations. And you have to refer to the book, which star actually going to appear up in the sky today. So tonight is going to be Kritika nakshatra. That particular star will come up and its name is Kritika. So you will see that Kritika name there. And then Rashi. So what happens that just like I mentioned about the sun stepping into particular slice, and it will be known as either Mesh or Vrishabh. Similarly, whenever this moon is stepping in, that is called a moon Rashi or moon sign. You know, when person takes a birth, we make a birth chart, and then they assign, you have moon sign this, sun sign this. So that's what we are talking. That today, the sun sign is, Mesh, the last word here, Aries. The sun is in Aries. And up above, just one step, Vrishabh, that is Taurus. So moon is going to be in Taurus tonight, and the sun is going to be in Aries tonight. So all these are, it's not difficult to understand, but very interesting details. And again, yesterday it was said that, the purpose of all this time is to get rid of all these illusions. But unless you really know all these details and what is actually involved in every one of them, then you can do a faster progress towards eliminating all the misconceptions. That's what it is. And ultimately, like Prabhupada mentioned, that it's all about conception of body. Time will not touch you if you think that I'm not a body. We try to keep, but last night I had a toothache, and all the time I kept thinking, I'm this body, I'm this body. Today I have to go to dentist. But oh my God, today is Sunday, that kind of thing. So it's difficult to go or achieve that particular stage where we boldly say that, yes, I'm not this body. So you have any question or anything? If you have any, ask about the subject. Don't do it like yesterday, that, oh, I got stomach ache, oh, I'm on diet, I have high blood pressure, my level of sugar is so down, I'm diabetic, the lunch is not served in time. I'm not here to discuss those things, you know. I'm not in charge of that. And it's not going to help you making questions out of it and answers out. I feel sorry for the speaker. You know, people all of a sudden they bring up some politics or whatever it is, but you know, those are minor things, like it was explained yesterday, that they are inconveniences, they are not problems actually. But yesterday then they insisted that no, it is a problem because I'm sick. I have diabetic problem. I need to eat. I must. My doctor, you know, okay, all right. So then they say, Sharira Vidyajar, and then they are happy. Wow. Finally, I got a piece of bread. I was just reading this Ramayana for 9 days. And then when I came at the conclusion, I found that the human mentality is not actually changing. About time also, I came across the word. It's not changeable. Time is not changeable. Similarly, human mind is not changeable. I can prove that. Because the last part of Ramayana was that Lord Rama is in the meeting. It happens in regular life, you know, like in life membership office or wherever you go upstairs. The president is in a meeting, you know, something like that. And he put somebody at the door and they said, don't let anybody come in. We are busy talking something important. And still someone will come and try to disturb, you know, that kind of thing. So in Ramayana, Lord Rama is in the meeting and he puts Lakshmana at the doors. And he said, don't let anybody come in. This is very, very important. It's so important. If you don't do your job, I'll kill you. Now, this is Lord Rama, right? Who is Lord Rama? Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Aayi Pran Jay Paru Vachan N Jay Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Pran Jai Paru Vachan N Jai. What you speak, you will have to do it, no matter what. And I told you I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. That's Ram, right? Any word you speak, you have to follow. That's it. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what happens. That's your wife, Ram. That's okay. Get out of here. Once he say get out of here, you get out of here. That's it. That's Ram. So Lakshmana came anyway. And he said, you know what you're doing? I said, yes, I know I'm going to die. But the person standing at the doors, he also wants to kill me. He says, I am Durvasa, you don't know me. Before Ram kills you, I will kill you. So what's the difference if you go inside or no? If you don't go, I'll kill you. If you go inside and follow my order, maybe you will be spared. He's your brother. Let's see what happens. So Lakshmana came and Ram says, I'm so sorry, but I have to kill you. But scripture says, Ram says that once you abandon your brother, that means it's as good as killing. So don't show me your face again. Get out of here. Kill yourself. I don't want to know anything about it. Right? And he says, my brother, I love you. Once you leave this world, I'm also packing up. Right away, I'm going to leave. I'm going to wrap up my pastimes. Don't worry that, I'm doing any injustice to you. I love you so much. Once you give up your life, I will also give up my life. So this is the relationship. But why it happened? So he said, why you are here? He says, Durvasa Muni is standing there. He wants you. He says, otherwise I'll kill, not I'll kill Lakshman, I'll kill Ram also, he says. I'm that powerful. So Ram said, okay. So he left the meeting. He came to see Durvasa. And you know what Durvasa said? Ram, I'm very thirsty. I'm very hungry. I'm starving. I can't find the Two Brothers Pizza around here. No McDonald's, no hamburger, beef burger. How am I going to live? That kind of. So he complained, and Ram said, just for the piece of bread, you're doing this. And that's what I was asking myself, that Durvasa is every scripture. Durvasa is not that it is only in Bhagavatam or any scripture you see, right? Durvasa is there. And such a respected sage, the explanation when Ram said that you know what you did, I had to kill Lakshman. I'm killing myself also. My meeting is all disturbed. What was the matter? And he said, well, I'm hungry. So the human mentality never change. And that's why, I apologize. I have to cut short. I can speak for 9 days continuously, but I will let you go. Enjoy your khichdi. Do they make khichdi today? What is this? You know probably. What is that? Khichdi. Right. You should improve your menu now. It's long time. Where are you coming from, Prabhu?
I just came from
Nice. You sing? Do you sing? Who was singing yesterday? Somebody around 5 o'clock or something. You were singing? Someone was singing. It was very, very wonderful kirtan. Who was that? I see. But I wish he had continued, it was wonderful, beautiful. Yeah. That's the reality. But we feel that way. This is even in the books, regular educational books, you can find that on.
That the sun is stationary and planets are moving around the sun. But the Bhagavad doesn't say this. The Bhagavad says something else, no? The Bhagavad says that the earth is stationary and the planets are moving around the earth.
It's not possible, Earth is not even a planet. It's a upagraha.
But my question is that Bhagavad puts the earth as the center.
That's the biggest illusion we have it, because when the earth rotates this is a round sphere which rotates. The sun is in this direction, for example, that light is falling here. But then if I rotate this, then the light will stay there on the part of the sphere. But then the other part which was lighted is now becoming dark. And then when it comes up, so that's how we create the day and night. And similarly, all the seasons are also created because. No, but then see, the thing is, no, yeah, right.
Into the center of the whole system. And that by doing that, the earth becomes very important. It becomes the most important, in fact, of all the planets because it's in the center. And by taking the earth out of the center and putting the sun into the center, what you're doing is you're making the earth become one of the 9. So it's just one of the planets. In fact, the most important one is the sun, because everything is moving around the sun. There's a trick in this, because when you do that, the importance of this earth and the very purpose So even the sun is there, placed by Bhagavan for the jivas, for creation. So therefore, the sun being central versus earth being central becomes a very, very philosophical.
There are two things involved here. What I was trying to tell you, there are two things involved. The reality is that sun is million miles away. That is Surya Narayan. That is the actual Krishna. Arjuna is asking in Bhagavad Gita that when you are not here, how am I supposed to think of you? How am I supposed to realize you? So he says, well, I'm going to be there in form of sun. So that's why it's called sun god. Even on the altar, when we worship the Shaligram Shila, take it inside the room, try to bathe, we chant, Deya Sada Savitum Davarti Narayana, Sarsi Jasana Vista Keurvamkar Kundalvankiriti, Hari Hinavdu Chakraha, and then Adityanam Bhanavanam Bhaskarayanam, whichever way we worship. But the meaning is that you are Krishna. Right? So we have to deal with Shaligram. But Krishna is there. We cannot just touch Krishna. Similarly, the sun god is far, far away. And whatever reality that we experience, we have to deal with that.
I understand that. What I'm saying is that the Vedic, the Srimad Bhagavatam very clearly pictures a earth-centric solar system. So for me, like, I just want to make sure that from sounds from you that you're saying that it's actually a solar-centric system. So it's important sitting on the.
No, but whatever you are experiencing, that is more important. That's why they put emphasis on reality, what you experience, the illusion. Yeah, but sun. No. Then also it says in the scripture that if you go up certain miles, then there is no even day and there is no even night, because sun never, sets. For you and me, it is the greatest illusion that we think that sun is rising and sun is setting. Sun is too big to even think about rising or, yeah, whatever it is. But the thing is, that's not because a sun is moving, it creates. It's because the earth is moving, we felt that way.
That is the Western philosophy. That's why I'm trying to bring this to the attention. What you're speaking is the Western aspect that has been brought in by Galileo and these guys to be dramatic and drastic. Oh my God! Because everyone, if from a traditional point of view, you see sun rises and goes. We say the sun is moving, but then these guys came up with something new that say, no, sun is stationary. We are the ones. Okay, revolutionary. But the Bhagavad doesn't state that. Bhagavad very clearly states that the earth is stationary